ever had such an amazing conversation with a friend, a family member, a stranger, you're sharing something that you're really passionate about and you're almost about to get them over the edge and take your viewpoint, right? So you're talking to them, you're having this amazing conversation, and you're looking into their eyes and you're just so interested. And you just say one word, 2 words, 3 words, and the next thing you know, you lose that focus. You lose their attention, and they're still listening, they're being polite, but you know in your heart of hearts that you lost them, that they're not going to get your points. And trust me, I know exactly how that feels. I've been there so many times, not just with veganism, but with literally anything. And today, what I want to share with you is probably going to answer exactly why that happened, right? So what that is probably because of failure of calibration. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm going to share with you today. It's actually going to be 3 types of calibration that I'm going to share with you that are going to be influential. It's going to quickly change how you're able to interact with other people. And when you actually use this, you're going to be able to, well, you know what? I'm just going to stop hyping this up and just tell you. Okay, so the 3 types of calibration that I'm going to call are going to be called me calibration, them calibration, and context calibration. Okay, so what are the 3 different types and why are they different, why are they important? So very simply, you have to understand me calibration or I calibration is how you feel. Okay, so this is a type of calibration that you have to understand and be really aware of yourself. You have to be aware of how you're feeling, your mood, if your tongue is tired, if you're happy, you know, you have to be very self-conscious. Okay, and I'm not talking about self-conscious like you're worried about what other people think, but you have to be self-conscious in that you have to be aware of how you're presenting yourself. You have to be aware of how your feeling might affect how you present your idea, might present your point, okay? So, for example, I remember there was this really cool, it was like a watch that I had, right? And this watch that I had, I was so happy and so excited about it when I first got it. I got it in the morning, in the middle of the day, and I actually, you know, showed my friends and whatnot. It was really cool. I was really happy, had a lot of energy, and you know, it was really cool. And likewise, they were happy for me. They saw the excitement that I was showing, and they, you know, reciprocated that amount of excitement back, right? And of course, later that day in the evening, I was tired. I still had a cool watch that I wanted to show off to, you know, I wanted to share with my friend. And, you know, this time I shared with them and I was much more quiet, a lot more monotone about it. I was however else. And, you know, that was a direct reflection. That was a direct result of me not having proper calibration, of me, you know, having low energy, right? And I translated to my friend, you know, not really caring because it showed that I didn't really care. Okay, so number 1, first things first, is me calibration. You have to understand yourself. You have to be very conscious about how you're approaching situations that you're trying to influence, okay? So that's calibration hack number 1. Influence hack number 2, calibration is them calibration, okay? So this is very similar in, you probably do this already, okay? But this is very similar as opposed to the I calibration, it's them calibration. So what this means is that you are reading them. You have to be able to, it's crazy how you, if you're trying to influence other people, that you have to be able to read how they're feeling, you have to read how receptive they are, okay? But them calibration is basically understanding, empathizing with them, and making sure that they're in a proper state where they're actually ready to hear your message. Because if they're really sad or they're preoccupied or if they're whatever else, you know, they're not going to care about your little idea. They're not going to care about your little passion if their mind, their state is not there. Okay, so, you know, a few things you can do is, for one, make sure, you know, pre-frame them. So make sure that they're in the right state, right? Get them to that mood, get them to that place that you want them to be, that where they're extra receptive to what you have to say. Do that first. Then you can, you know, start talking and sharing about, you know, your principles, your influence, your whatever ideas you want to share with them, right? Or you can just wait until another time where it's actually better, where they're actually willing to be receptive to it, okay? So again, that is hack number 2, calibration hack number 2, which is thumb calibration, okay? It's so obvious, right? It sounds so obvious when I'm telling you this, but trust me, you'd be surprised how often we fail to be self-critical about how we are and to empathize with how other people are feeling. Okay, so with those 2 hacks alone, those are extremely powerful. Might sound overly simple, but trust me, be very conscious about this and it will change your interactions, okay? But this third thing, if you do not have this third thing, you will probably only get this, you would only get maybe 70% of the benefit of the idea of calibration, okay? And what this is context calibration. So as I mentioned earlier, there's you calibration, them calibration, and context calibration is basically the idea of your environment, where you are, okay? Because where you are is going to have a direct correlation into how well they're able to perceive, you know, how well they're able to perceive your message. Because even if you're feeling great, you're passionate, you have a lot of energy, and you're showing it, right? And they're really receptive, they want to hear exactly what you have to say. If it is not the right setting, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. So it's very, very, very important that you make sure that your setting is actually appropriate, okay? So if you want to talk about veganism, make sure you're not talking about it over dinner, right? When people are eating and they're about to put, you know, some meat in their mouth. It's very poor calibration, very poor context calibration specifically, right? So you have to understand that certain conversations, this is the idea of having certain conversations in certain places, okay? And at certain times, because the context is going to matter, right? Someone's going to be a lot more receptive in the right context, okay? So, are you getting this? Are you getting this? Because this is really cool. Are you picking up and down? Because if you have you calibration, me calibration, and context calibration, you are literally going to be putting yourself in winning scenarios, okay? It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy seeing activists and influencers and people who are just trying to share their ideas by just, you know, they're really hyped up, they're really excited, right? But they just try to talk to anybody. They try to talk to anybody, anywhere, and they get angry. They get upset that no one listens to them. And of course, it's not that their idea is bad. Most of these people, if they're vegans or if they're not vegans, if they're whatever else, whatever type of activists they are, they probably have amazing, passionate ideas that can change the world, right? But the very frustrating thing is that they fail to have empathy and have that calibration for the other person. They fail to have calibration for the context that the people are in, okay? So they basically set themselves up into losing scenarios, right? And you know what? A lot of these activists, a lot of those people that do that, they know they only can get a very small percentage of people to actually agree to their message. But I don't want that for you, okay? I want you to go into every type of situation that you're trying to influence someone in and have a very, very high success rate, okay? So if you want a high success rate, definitely leverage those 3 hacks, those 3 calibration hacks: them calibration, you calibration, and context calibration. And if you want to know other hacks that will help you become more influential, I actually have a free guide on the 10 hacks that will instantly boost your influence, okay? So calibration, 3 types of calibration are actually 3 of the hacks. There's 7 other ones that I'm going over that are extremely actionable. I made the guide so it's extremely easy for you to understand what each thing is, and so that you have an actionable step to actually be able to use it and not just have it in your head as information, okay? So I have that for you. All you have to do is click the link below and download it, okay? So if you like this video, thank you for staying this far. I really do appreciate you and you really taking the time to learn all of this and, you know, spending this with me. So if you came this far, you know, just like the video, share the video with someone who might benefit from this, and, you know, subscribe for more content like this, okay? So with that, thank you for watching. I appreciate you again. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Peace.